What's up, baseball card people? Here are the cards that I sold in my eBay store yesterday. 1969 Topps Hank Aaron, pretty beat up, but still a cool card. Two 1968 Topps game cards, George Scott and the great Frank Robinson. Topps Chrome, I think it's 96, first year of Topps Chrome, Jeff Hostetler. Super Bowl winning Giants. 1954 Red Heart, Harvey Keene. That's on the case there, on the card. Kind of cool card. Popular set these days. 1973 Topps Pete Rose. 1971 Greg Luzinski, rookie. Major miscut. Got the Angels team card down there sticking up, but I know some people collect these severely miscut cards. Must look pretty funky in a binder. 1956 Robin Roberts, paper loss on the corners. Still a cool card. This numbered patch of Shannon Sharp, numbered to 375. A Whit Merrifield autograph, sticker. A Ryan Aguilar autograph, this one's on card. A Ted Williams 1959 Fleer, got some creases, but still a cool set. Fleer Laughlin World Series card, kind of an unusual set from the early 70s, but fair number of people seem to collect it. Then I sold several 1969 Topps Deckle cards. Got a Willie McCovey, Jerry Koosman, Tom Holler, Tommy Helms, Maury Wills, and Don Kessinger. I wanted to talk about Don Kessinger for a second. He was a shortstop for the Cubs in the late 60s and early 70s. Of course, in the 50s and early 60s, the Cubs had one of the greatest power-hitting shortstops of all time in Ernie Banks. This is 56 Topps, got some paper loss, but still a 56 Topps Ernie Banks. But Banks switched to first base early in the 60s. Some other shortstops, though, won MVPs in the 60s. Dick Groat with Pittsburgh. This is a 75 OPG. See, the back's a little different color. And Zoyo Versales with the Twins, Washington Senators, and then later the Twins. And both Pittsburgh Pirates and the Twins won World Series with those guys as shortstops. But back in Chicago, Kessinger took over full-time from Banks in about 1966. And Kessinger was an all-star for 5 seasons, 5 consecutive years from 68 through 72. In these 5 seasons, he never batted higher than 274, never hit more than 4 homers, and never stole more than 15 bases. Never had more than 181 hits. He did score more than 100 runs twice, and he won the Gold Glove in 69 and 70. Clearly, he was an excellent fielder and a solid player. The Cubs finished second or third in the National League. All those years he was an all-star from 68 to 62. Still surprising, he was an all-star for 5 straight years with such meager offensive statistics. But that was a shortstop position in that era, at least in the National League. He and Maury Wills were really the standard bearers, speed and fielding. In the AL, Louis Aparicio was another slick fielding shortstop. He eventually made the Hall of Fame, unlike Wills and Kessinger. But a guy like Rico Petrocelli was hitting a lot of homers from the shortstop position for Boston. But back in the National League, the starters around the league in 68 were names like Gene Alley for Pittsburgh, Leo Cardenas for Cincinnati, Bud Harrelson for the Mets, and an aging Zoyo Versales for the Dodgers. In 69, Maury Wills left Pittsburgh and went back to the Dodgers to play shortstop. Here he is on his 69 card is with the Expos. He had a 4.1 WAR but wasn't an all-star. In 70, Wills again had the highest WAR among National League shortstops but was not an all-star. So somehow Kessinger was making the all-star team over Wills, even though Wills had some better statistics. probably because the Cubs were pretty successful then. In 71, Bud Harrelson had a 4.64 with the Mets, even though he batted just 252, and he joined Kessinger on the All-Star team that year. Here's Harrelson's 71 Topps with Nolan Ryan in the foreground there. Through the 70s, other shortstops came up, like Dave Concepcion. Here he is in the 76 Topps, the All-Star star on the front. Bill Russell and Larry Boa. This is Boa's rookie cup card, and this is the O-Pee-Chee. But none were great hitters, and especially not power hitters. This is Boa's 77 Topps with an autograph, and Kessinger 77 Topps with an autograph. For the most part, this continued into the 80s and 90s. This is Dave Concepcion, 84 Topps Tiffany, and then a Dave Concepcion Donruss Action All-Stars autograph. Dickie Thon hit 20 homers for the Astros in 83. Barry Larkin, of course, in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, hit 20 for the Reds in 91 and 33 in 96. It's Barry Larkin's 93 Topps Gold, black gold. And this is his 93 All-Star card with Travis Fryman, a power hitting shortstop in his own right, but this is the Marlins inaugural version of that card. The 21st century has, of course, seen the rise of the three true outcomes theory and batters focusing on launch angles. Since Jimmy Rollins in the National League hit 30 homers in 2007, power hitting shortstops are no longer the exception. There's a couple chrome cards of Jimmy Rollins. It's a refractor. Of course, the American League saw the rise of the gold standard for power hitting shortstops in Cal Ripken and Alex Rodriguez. Some oddball cards of Cal Ripken from Baseball Card Magazine back in the 90s. A Pinnacle Denny's hologram card. A later Donruss, not Diamond Kings, but Gallery of Stars. This is a patch, numbered patch, Cal Ripken 199 from Upper Deck. The back says this was actually worn in an Orioles game. And then these weird Pinnacle cards that would have double and single and triple see-through acetate. An A-Rod Bowman's Best. And a Score Gold Rush rookie card. And then these, was this top? No, these are, I forget if this, who made, oh, these are Fleer. Made these Gaudy throwback cards. In any case, it's strange to look back at the statistics of a player like Don Kessinger, a 5-time consecutive All-Star who never hit more than 4 homers in a season. But I suspect he probably could have hit 20 in a season regularly if he played in this era and focused on launch angle like everybody does. Now, these cards I've been showing are all on my eBay store, so check them out if you're interested.